Hi, you're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Patra, and in this video we are going to be talking about Adani stocks which are back in focus. And this time around the question is whether some of the rules have been breached by Adani Group investors. Well, this time around there is a news report from Reuters and from PTI that has indicated that SEBI has apparently found 12 offshore investment funds allegedly breaching disclosure regulations and exceeding the investment limits while investing in Adani Group companies. Now, what does this really mean and how could this really impact Adani Group stocks going forward? First and foremost, let us try and understand and see how the stocks have been moving as far as the Adani Group stocks are concerned. Remember, there are 10 stocks that are listed from the Adani Group, and let us see how those stocks have reacted to this news as it came in the morning. These are of course news reports and no confirmation from either SEBI or from the Adani Group has been seen so far. Not much of a reaction. Flattish trade is being witnessed across the Adani Group stocks. Adani Enterprises is just about 0.1% higher in trade. We're also looking at Adani Ports, Adani Green Energy Solutions, Adani Energy Solutions, even the cement makers ACC and Ambuja. All of these stocks will start to come on your screens to help you understand what is the kind of reaction that we are seeing on these stocks. So Adani Enterprises in the last 1 month has been flattish, 1.4% decline, and on a day like today it's actually moved absolutely flat. Let's look at consistently the other stocks also. 2% higher for Adani Ports as far as 1 month move is concerned. Let's look at the daily chart and let's see the kind of move that we are spotting today. 0.8% of a move on the upside. It has been choppy right from the morning trade. Let's also pull up the other stocks. Adani Green Energy, Adani Energy Solutions, Adani Power. That's also up in about 1.3%. So not much of a reaction has come in. Of course, Adani Green also up by 1.3%. So you do know that the stocks have really not felt the heat of this kind of a news report that has come in. Most of the stocks are hovering flattish with a positive bias as of now. But to help you really understand what are these news reports saying? News reports claim that SEBI has begun its probe into Adani Group and on the FPIs, the foreign promoter investors, and is looking into potential violations related to how these foreign investors are holding shares in Adani Group stocks. The report suggests that the regulator is suspecting some kind of FPIs investing in Adani companies not to be genuine as public shareholders, but rather acting as proxies for Adani promoters as well. Now, SEBI, according to this report, also suspects that some of these FPIs investing in Adani companies might not be reporting their holdings accurately also. Now, what does this really mean? Say there is an overseas fund which invests its own money into Adani Group stocks or any other stocks. Now, this could be a legitimate transaction where a company invests money in the B set of companies and also becomes a public participation or a public shareholder in this case. But there is a second scenario that apparently this report is saying that SEBI is probably probing, where there could be a proxy shareholder, and this could be a potential violation of the rules by market regulator SEBI. Here, the promoters of a company, say in this case we are talking about Adani Group stocks, so the promoters of this company, probably it is just a report. Remember that I am not saying that this has happened. A report is saying that SEBI is looking into if there has been some kind of a violation in this case. So, the promoters of a company secretly set up or control an FPI. And in this second scenario, the problem happens because this creates an illusion of wider public participation, more shareholders investing in Adani Group or in a particular stock. But otherwise, because this is a proxy shareholder, Adani promoters themselves are controlling this FPI and therefore they have a larger shareholding of a particular company. Say for example, there is a rule that SEBI says that in any firm, promoter shares holding can only be 75%, 25% has to be public shareholding. But in case the promoters themselves want to hold the maximum amount of shares, in case this is a rule, Then what do? 75% they hold directly, and indirectly they control some FPIs, and via the offshore route, via the overseas FPI route, they are investing in the public shareholding category, but it is actually the promoters that are holding the shares, and which is what is being seen as something that SEBI is probably probing into. Now, coming back to the Adani case, let's try the allegations. As per these reports, offshore funds might not have been reporting their investments accurately with a sufficient detail as required by the regulator. Investment limit breaches also. SEBI investigation suggests that the funds might have exceeded the permissible investment limit set for them. Earlier this year, SEBI had reportedly issued notices to 12 offshore funds outlining the allegations and seeking clarification. Now, that's the context. Now, if you want to understand it deeper, SEBI had initiated an investigation into the shareholding structure of Adani Group companies back in October 2020. The regulator's internal surveillance system identified a red flag of higher concentration of foreign in Adani Group's listed companies. Now, SEBI is trying to determine whether these foreign investors are genuine public holders or acting as just proxy investors from the promoter or the owners of Adani Group. That is the entire case. As of now, we do not have any comments, which previously, of course, when these reports were flourishing, Adani Group companies have denied any kind of an allegation. But as far as SEBI is concerned, it's not come publicly to share what are the kind of FPI violations have they found, how many funds are they finding violations in. All of those details are awaited. But these are just news reports from Reuters and PTI. But we wanted to tell you what are these concerns being raised in these fresh reports. But do stay tuned on to Business Today TV, as we will continue to get you a view from top market experts as to how should you be approaching Adani Group stocks amid these kind of fresh news reports. So stay tuned.